Very excited to actually show you this first time European-wise on this one. It's called Trapis. It's a transfer pigment system. So what is it? What is this? And how is it different to the normal textile? So in textile, we're very used to either sublimation, right? Sublimating into a material. One of the issues with textile we have very much is that polyester blends. But anything else that we would like to do, we always need to have pre-treated materials. So you need to have a coating to be able to transfer. Not with this system anymore. So in this case, we have a system. This is a printer with transfer pigment or with pigment ink, and the pigment ink is printed on the special Mimaki textile paper. It has a coating on there. After it's been processed, we go to a big machine, the calendar. And with the calendar, we apply pressure. The pressure is 8 bar to actually convert the image to your fabric. Now we're using all kinds of different fabrics there. And remember, this is important. No pre-treatment. So I can use like a cotton, a wool, acrylic, a nylon, silk, all kinds of things that you normally would always have to pre-treat. With this way, I basically have one printer and one calendar. It's a modified calendar because we need to have 8 bar. A normal calendar does not have the 8 bar. So that's important. So we're now pressing the image. So slightly different compared to dye sublimation, because dye sublimation will go into. Here we're staying on top of it. We're staying on the surface. Washability is still great. We can vary the washability. If we go higher in temperature, we achieve better washability. We might lose a little bit on the color gamut, but we're still good. Machine is equipped with CMYK, red, green, blue, and light black for a big color gamut. Runs right now, this one runs at 21 square meters an hour. So depending on the quality that you want, we can go, this is an 8-pass mode, but we can go to 6-pass or 4-pass. If you just have a small pattern where quality is less important, you would be able to run that also. This is extremely important. What we have looked at, not only, of course, we look at sustainability. You know, how clean can we do it? You know, pre-treating of the material, going to a chemical bath, drying, steaming and stuff like that. This is not needed anymore. So basically, if I have a shop in India, I can have a shop on the other side of the world producing exactly the same thing. We don't have to ship it by boat. Just make sure you buy a setup like this and you're done. Of course, with the cleaver calendar, I can go roll to roll. So I print one roll overnight, put it in the calendar, and off I go and I print my next roll. So I'm producing high volumes here. So extremely important for your kinds of market also. Purely cotton or a lot of cotton based. Right now there is a challenge for these people. Always pre-treated materials, or maybe go direct printing. But the negatives of direct printing with maybe reactive ink and things like that, not very sustainable. Here, this is transfer ink, and what is good to know, it has all the certification. So we talk about Oecotex, CHDAC level 3, which basically means we can use it for all kinds of applications. You can do it on all 3 segments, because there's no limitations, because we're printing directly on the fabric. That is the big advantage. If I'm doing a lot of cotton, sure, just keep on running cotton in your machine. No problem. If you have mix, you just replace the roll and put another transfer paper on there, and you're going to do apparels, or you're going to do home decoration on curtains or things like that. Basically, the limitation here is the width. I'm doing 1.60 m or average imageable area at 145. That's my limitations. If I want to go bigger, I need a bigger machine. But right now, that's what it is, and I think very promising for this market, for your markets also. If you look at that, if you look at customers that are investing in pre-treatment and washing machines, here printer and in this case the cleaveric calendar is about a 60K investment. Done. That's it. It's waterless. The only water that is used is by creating this paper. So we're almost like 90% waterless. The other 10% is when you manufacture this paper. But we see also a trend in this market that they are recycling the water that is used. So it's not 10%, it's already less because they do recycling. But for the rest, it's a completely waterless system. So I think a benefit for everybody, especially when you look at sustainability. That's what this batch is about. It's about sustainability, the 17 goals. We all have to do something in the world to reduce, our problem. We need to be more sustainable. Look at solutions where we can do direct print on this piece of paper, waterless system without pre-treatment. I think that is the big message here. Waterless system with pigment. We had it as last year at ITMA, the big textile show. We had the first pre-release. But we have seen now this is the official launch available in the market in June. Basically, if you look at this can find its way in many different industries, because I could have a home textile that is doing pillows or stuff like that. But on the other hand, I can do also sports apparel. I can do home decoration, maybe curtains and things like that. So it depends what the customer is doing, what is the market for his customer. And I think also the benefit of this customer is if he's only doing sportswear, now suddenly he can go into a market that is maybe more cotton related, maybe on my home decor. Same machine. I think one of the important thing is here is that you have a system that has a very low learning curve. You print, the operator knows how to print. You have a calendar, you learn that in half an hour with the setup, with the tricks. The investment wise, if you have a customer that does everything, including pre-treatment materials and things like that, you need to operate your pre-treated material. This is like maybe a third of the investment that we're doing, or maybe like half, depending what you do as a customer. But also be aware, if I'm buying pre-treatment rolls, how often are they, pre-treatment is maybe not done correctly. I have issues with the pre-treatment. I have to go back to my supplier. Here we use non-treated, no treatment on there, just the raw material. And we run that. So in that case, an investment, I can, instead of having everything in one office, I can maybe supply in different locations these kind of systems. And I can coordinate from different areas. Well, I think the industry has always been looking for other opportunities. They have been used to the fact that they had to use pre-treatment materials to print on cotton. Now with this, it's no longer needed. Of course, it is not sublimation, so we're not penetrating the materials, we're on top. So there is a slight difference. That is it. But the look and feel when you have it, it's still very usable for the customer. And I think, especially with the vibrance that you get from this compared to dye sublimation, we really get the popping colors from that. So for sure, customers are going to look at this and say, hey, this is something that I want. This is a very good, bright, good solution for this. It could be the case that you're looking at this, if we can use this pigment in on other machines, you can imagine, what about a bigger machine or a faster machine where I can do that? That is still, of course, we're looking at, because a bigger machine like a Tiger 600 is a quick machine, maximum 550 square meters. Can I hold the ink on the paper when I'm running this speed? We don't know yet, but that could be a next step going to other machines also.